Hello everyone. So we are back with the session on virtual team building. Now in current scenario, we have understood, we have learned one thing, that change is something which is going to happen. Whoever thought that all of a sudden there is going to be change in the working style? People, if earlier we used to say, let us work from home, the organization used to feel that is not possible. Working from home is not going to increase the productivity of the employees. But to their surprise, even they are seeing that the productivity has really increased since the time people started working from home. So that is the virtual working. But yes, though the productivity have increased, but the organization, the managers, the leaders have faced many problems during the virtual meeting time. Physical meetings were comparatively very easy to conduct. The reason was people were just in front of you. You could read their expressions, you could read their gestures, and you can easily meet them whenever it is required. But when it comes to virtual team meeting, we have limited time. We cannot just sit in front of the screen for hours to conduct a small meeting. So there are a lot of challenges which have been faced by the leaders, the managers, to make these virtual meetings successful. So in today's session, we will be discussing about what are the ways by which we can transform. You can transform your virtual meeting. So we'll be talking about different ways to transform your virtual meeting. And this, the first way to transform your virtual meeting is set a clear agenda. Now, just forget about the virtual meeting. Just think about the normal meeting. Whenever we are going for a meeting, whenever there is a meeting, it is very important that we have a clear agenda with us. A clear agenda of what is to be discussed in the meeting, what are the points of discussion, how the meeting is going to start, why we are conducting the meeting. So each and every detail should be there, not the detailed one, but yes, the points need to be there, that why this meeting is being conducted. What is the reason for conducting the meeting? That is very important. One must know the reason. If we are conducting the meeting, then one must know why we are conducting the meeting. Right. So here it says that set a clear agenda. It means one-page document having bullet pointed list of what you will talk about at the conference. So what you need to do is you have to create a one-page document where you're highlighting the bulleted point list of what you will talk at the conference. So if I talk about what are the points you need to add when you're talking about the agenda. So here, what you can write a very clear in the short agenda. There are a lot of different ways by which people set the agenda. So let's just discuss about some of the ways how to prepare the agenda. The one way of preparing the agenda, that is, you just prepare a document. You write the name of the company on the top, and then you write the staff meeting. You write this, it is going to be staff meeting, the name of the people. Then you write the date, venue, and the location where the meeting is going to be held. Along with that, you also mention the time, at what time. Now you be very specific, clearly write the points along with the timing. So how you can prepare the agenda? Let's quickly prepare an agenda, because the preparing agenda, when you'll be working into the corporates, it is very important to know how to prepare the agenda. And in virtual meeting, it is really very important to present the proper agenda. So what you can write, you can just start with the name of the company. Let's say XYZ Limited. Then you can write the date of the meeting, then time of the meeting, and along with the time you can write the location or venue of the meeting. Once it is done, now comes the real task. So first thing is you need to decide, okay, let's say the meeting will start at 1 o'clock. So exactly at, let's say I just want it to be very detailed one. So I'm writing that at 1 o'clock we'll start with the welcome note or the address note by addressing everyone or by making the announcement. That maybe at 1:10, let's say it is the recognition meeting, we are going to, not the recognition meeting, sorry, we are going to recognize the presence of our senior people. Let's say because this meeting is very important today, some important discussions and announcements are supposed to be made. So we have our senior staff available with us. So we are going to recognize our senior members. Then one by one, we are going to start, let's say at 1:20, once the recognition is done at 1:20, 1:20 p.m. we need to mention the date. So at 1:20, we will be starting with the reports, and the first report will be presented by the administrative department. So here, now the administrative department is going to come up with the report, like what was achieved in the last quarter and what is the update, like what they are going to they are planning for the next quarter. So the administrative report will be presented. So it will take somewhere around 15-20, let's say 20 minutes is being given to each department to present their report. So once they have come up with the administrative report, then we will go to the next thing. Let's say we'll go with the finance department. This way we are going to cover all the department. Okay. So now when we have covered all the department, let's say we have 3 departments, all the 3 departments have presented their report. Let's say at 2 o'clock, the production department. Production department presented the report. Now all the 3 reports are presented. So what the senior is going to do, let's say at 2:20, we will start with the review process, reviewing everything, whatever was being discussed. And now at 2:40, after the complete review, we will be discussing about the new project which we are going to start. So project will have the discussion about the new project. And then once the project, let's say it will take 10 minutes to discuss, to brief the people about the new project. And after that, at 2:50, we are going to just go around the table. If any other point for the discussion, any other topic by the people who are present in the meeting room. So this way we just present, and with this, now at 3 o'clock, if no topic are there for the discussion, we'll just go with the adjournment of the meeting. So this is how you're supposed to present the agenda. See, it's not necessary that you need to write this timing along over here, but yes, timing, give them the rough idea that, okay, at this point, we are going to discuss these things, so that people will come prepared accordingly. Let's say you have told administrative department that you will be getting only 20 minutes to present yourself. So, he'll be coming prepared that way, that, okay, within 20 minutes, I have to sum up everything. Same way, finance department will become prepared. So along with this, when you are sharing the agenda, any of the person, let's say management, if they have any query, any doubt related to any of the department, they'll already come prepared. Okay, that these are the questions which we are going to ask to these specific department. So sharing the agenda, and sharing this agenda makes it easy to start the meeting on time and wind up the meeting of time by having necessary inputs from the people. See, when we are asking the people to share the agenda, let's say, when not the agenda, sorry, when we are asking the people to share their report, why we are asking the people? Why? Because maybe the management, the seniors, they want to come up with some suggestion. They want to check how they are performing and what are the areas of improvement, right? They're checking on those things, that what are the areas in which they can improve. So for that purpose, it is really very important that you share the clear agenda so that people are aware about what is to be discussed. And once they are aware about what is to be discussed, they will come prepared for the necessary questions. Now, when you're telling them that, okay, we'll be discussing about the new project, so the finance department will come prepared that, okay, this is the budget which we have for the upcoming and the new project. So what he's doing, they're coming prepared, and this way it is going to save a lot of time. So this is one of the sample agenda. There are a lot of ways by which you can design your agenda. So just select any one way by which you can design your agenda, and make sure before the meeting, at least 24 hours before the meeting, you are sharing the clear agenda, having the bullet pointed list to all the people who are going to be the part of the conference. Anything not included won't be covered. Being very specific, you have given them 24 hours to, let's say, not 24 hours, you're circulating the agenda 48 hours before the meeting, and you have told them, if you want any point to be discussed in the meeting, you are supposed to tell about that point right now. So now when we are talking about right now, that means you can give them some specific time that, okay, in next, let's say in next 5 hours or in next 24 hours, you are supposed to tell us what else you want to discuss in the meeting, because nothing will be entertained during the meeting. If you all of a sudden come up with a point to be discussed in the meeting, that is not going to be entertained. Only we are going to stick clearly to the agenda which is being shared. So if you want to discuss anything, you need to get that point included in the agenda. Have an agenda for any kind of virtual meeting that you are holding. So make it your habit that no matter whichever meeting you are going to hold, you are going to present, you are going to share the agenda of all the meetings, all the virtual meetings that you are going to conduct. It's very important to share the agenda of the meeting. Why? Because it limits the discussion from veering off the track. Because see, people will have these specific things in their hand, and when you have made it very clear that no other discussion is going to happen other than the discussion which is, other than the topics which are there in the agenda, so it is not going to off track the discussion. You're not going to distract the people who are there in the discussion. So this way it is going to be very helpful when you just limit your discussion. Next thing is, if a topic merits further discussion, set up an additional meeting. Now, if you think that the specific topic needs some further discussion, some more discussions are needed for this topic, then you can go ahead with the next meeting. Because see, we have to take care that discussion is not going off the topic, and along with that, we also have to take care that we are not taking lot of time in conducting the meeting. Because see, the real purpose of conducting the meeting is getting the work done. When we are conducting the meeting, it is very important that we make sure that the entire day The entire time is simply not just wasted in being the part of the meeting. So if required, you can set another meeting for detail and further discussion on that specific topic. So if you are scheduling the another meeting, you can be very specific that, okay, on this date, we are going to have the another meeting, and the meeting is going to be specifically for this point only. So that is the first thing by which you can yes, this is the first thing by which you can transform your virtual meeting. The second thing is only invite people who need to be there. Many times it happens if we are conducting the meeting, let us share the link with everyone. Let everyone, so people are working from home, they do not have to go from one place to another place. So let us just ask each and every person to join the meeting. This is not the way of conducting the meeting. You just have to invite those people who need to be there in the meeting. You just have to call those people who are going to contribute, who are going to be the important resource for taking the decisions and for making the decisions. You cannot randomly call any person to be the part of the meeting. So make sure you only invite the people who need to be there in the meeting. So do not invite dozens of individuals. The first thing which you have to understand is you are not here to invite all the people. Many times when this pandemic happened and all of a sudden people were supposed to work from home. Many people noticed that randomly they were calling the people, though it was not related to them. They used to share link with everyone and they asked every person to join the meeting, and unnecessary people joining the meeting was creating havoc in the meeting. A meeting never used to be concluded the way it should have been. There was no conclusion, there was no result, there was no output from the meetings which were being conducted earlier. The reason was they used to call dozens of individuals to be the part of the meeting. So that should not be done. Do not invite dozens of individuals. You do not have to show that, wow, I have so many people. I have the gathering of 50, 60 people in my meeting. No, your meeting is not just to show the quantity. Your meeting is to deliver the quality result, to get some output, to get some results from that meeting. Because if you are calling unnecessary dozens of individuals, you are simply wasting the time of each and every individual who has spared the time to be the part of the meeting. Bring more people to a conference can limit meaningful discussion. It is absolutely true that if you are bringing more people to the conference, if you are bringing unnecessary people to the conference, it is going to limit the meaningful discussion. You won't be able to get the good conclusions, good discussions, good results from the people. So it is very important that you do not bring unnecessary people in the discussion so as to give meaning to the discussion, so as to deliver the best results from the discussion. A meeting with too many opinions often lead to an unproductive meeting. Very small example which I'm going to give over here is, just think 5 different chefs are working on preparing the same dish all together. The dish, there need to be only one dish and all 5 are busy in preparing the same dish. What do you think? Do you think the dish is going to be good? No, all are expert in their field. The dish need only one chef to prepare it, but you are unnecessarily wasting your resources by engaging four more chefs to prepare the same dish. Unnecessary, you are creating the havoc. Even what will happen, it is going to create the atmosphere of debate or conflict or disagreement in the meeting. Because people are going to come up with too many opinions. Everyone will think that, no, I have to present my view, I am right, I should come up with my suggestion. No, that shouldn't be there. You have to understand one thing. Sorry. Yes, you have to understand one thing, that whenever we are conducting the meetings, the virtual meetings, we do have limited resources and we do have limited time also. And in that limited time, we are supposed to deliver the quality result. Why are we asking to share the agenda? Why that agenda is required? The agenda is required so that meeting can start immediately. You can immediately start up with the meeting. You do not have to wait for, okay, we have called the meeting, now everyone is in the meeting, so let's discuss what we are going to talk about the meeting. What you are doing, you'll be wasting the time. Same way, if you are bringing unnecessary people in the meeting, so ultimately you are just moving close to wasting your time, because every person will love to put their input. It is the human tendency that if someone is presenting something, we are definitely going to put our nose into it. And just assume the person who is not related to that discussion, if he is going to comment on that again and again, no one is going to like when he do not have to do anything with that. So be very selective in calling the people for the meeting. If it is a team meeting, make sure the people from your team are only the part of the meeting. No other person are the part of the meeting. So make sure a meeting with too many opinions often lead to an unproductive meeting. If you will find too many opinions, if you'll have too many opinions, it is going to lead to unproductive meeting only. So instead of inviting entire remote team to a virtual meeting, reconsider who truly need to be there. Let's say the meeting is related to a new project. So which all teams need to be there? Do we need the group of people? Do we need each and every person in the team to be the part of the meeting, or we just need the department heads to be the part of the meeting? So it is very important that you be very selective in calling the people for the meeting. Do not invite the entire organization, all the employees in the organization, that it is just a link. So let me share the link. Let's say who comes up with the valuable suggestion. You're absolutely right when you're thinking that yet people may come up with the valuable suggestion, but you also have to understand that when you're calling 50 people, maybe one person will come up with the valuable suggestion, but rest 49 people will not come up with the valuable suggestion. They will just come up with their own opinions. They will unnecessary cause distraction, and maybe that distraction can change to the argument and conflict within the team members. So instead of inviting the entire remote team to the virtual meeting, reconsider who all are actually required to be the part of the meeting, and just invite those people to be the part of the meeting so that you can deliver the productive results only. Limit the number of attendees if they only need to be informed. So you have to understand that you need to limit the number of attendees. The third thing which you have to keep in mind is ask your team to prepare before the meeting. Now, what is the reason of sharing the agenda? Why we have shared the agenda? There might be some reason that for that specific reason we have shared the agenda, right? Yes. So you need, the reason for sharing the agenda is that people should be prepared before the meeting. People need to be prepared for the meeting, that okay, these are the points of discussion in the meetings. Let's say administrative, finance, and the production department, all of them need to be prepared with their report. They cannot come and say that okay, this is what we have done and the detailed report for the same will be discussed later. That should not be there. When you are being informed in advance, then you need to be prepared for the meeting, and this you need to clearly say that when we are sharing the agenda, all the respective departments are supposed to be prepared and be ready with their report to present in the meeting. There is nothing worse than attending a meeting unprepared. You know, if a person is just attending the meeting unprepared, he's simply wasting the time of the entire team, not only just his time. The entire team who has gathered there, the seniors, the management, the leaders who are the part of the meeting, just to listen to the report, just to check the growth and what all changes were being made, how productive we have been, and what we have achieved in the past quarter. So all of them are there to know those things. And if a person is just coming unprepared, not only he is wasting his time, his valuable time, he's wasting the time of the entire team, because just for that one person, that one report which was missing, they will have to call up for the another meeting. So make sure that you ask your people, you ask your team to prepare before the meeting. Do not allow them to enter the meeting unprepared. They'll miss what you are talking about, which hinders progress. Make sure your progress is not stopped, your progress is not affected by the people coming unprepared. Articulate the desired outcome within the agenda for your virtual meeting. Just make sure that you are giving them the idea that by this meeting, we want this result. The meeting is to finalize the project. So be prepared be prepared with the suggestions, like what all things we can implement and how effectively we can finish this project. So, you know, if you are going to tell them, if you are just going to tell them the desired outcome of this meeting, they will be more, they can visualize, okay, that these all things are going to be discussed in the meeting. Avoid delays. Make sure that the meeting starts right on time and it ends right on time. You have to understand that time is very precious. Just because of some person, you cannot accept to delay the things. So you have to avoid the delays, the unnecessary delays which happens because of the people. Make sure you avoid the delays. This allow your remote employees to be present during the actual meeting. Now see, there are many benefits if the employees are coming prepared and the agenda is ready. The first benefit is when the employees will be ready, they'll be actually prepared for the meeting. You know, it will help the employees to be mentally and physically present in the meeting, because they will know the context of the meeting. Let's say if I don't know what the discussion is going to be there in the meeting, I'll be lost in my own world. I'll be busy doing my own work. I might not pay full attention, but if I'm aware that this meeting is related to the specific project, the new project which a company is going to take, you know, I'll be present during the entire actual meeting which is going to happen, because I'm keen. I want to know what is the project all about, what benefits we are going to get, whether this project is going to help me to grow in my personal career also. Will it make me grow in the professional career? So for all these reasons, you know, every time we just want to find the benefit for ourselves, and giving the agenda, preparing them in advance will help you to gain their full attention and concentration during the entire meeting. Yes. Another reason for distraction is if you say the meeting is going to start right at 2 o'clock and you're simply wasting the time, the meeting doesn't start on time, it is going to lead unnecessary, it is going to cause unnecessary problems in the meeting. So make sure you have to understand that you do not entertain the unnecessary delays which happens in the meeting because of other people. You should come up with some rules. Let's say the person who will be entering 5 minutes late or 10 minutes late won't be allowed to be the part of the meeting, or you do not brief them about what we have discussed previously. So you have to come up with some strict norms so that people do not take these virtual meetings for granted. We do understand that people are sitting at their place, they might get stuck with some other things, but when things are being informed well in advance, they need to prepare their day accordingly. Now, when we have already told you that on this date, at this time, we are going to start with the virtual meeting. A meeting will be starting. So you need to schedule your day accordingly. You cannot come up with the excuse that, okay, I was doing this work, I was having this work, I just forgot. No. Now it's on you to set the timers, to set the reminders for yourself. The only thing which the person conducting the meeting wants is that you are actually present in the meeting. That's it. The fourth way is use a reliable meeting platform. Virtual meetings, and it is a challenge to go with the reliable meeting platform. Which platform is reliable? Each and every platform is somewhere related, somewhere linked with the technology. And if technology fails, the platform will also fail, right? So still, while selecting the platform, you have to pick a stable meeting platform, a meeting platform which is stable, a meeting platform which is user friendly. You have to understand that there are different people, different users who are going to be the part of the meeting. So for that purpose, it is very important that you select a platform which is user friendly. Let's say you come up with a very advanced featured platform, and people are not aware how to use that platform. They do not know how to use that platform. Do you think your meeting is going to be fruitful? Let's say you are telling, okay, now it's the time for the administrative department to come up with their report, and they are just searching, they're exploring the software, that where is the share option, from where should I share my file. No, you do not need a high technical or designed software, fancy software. No, you just need a platform which is user friendly, which is stable, which can easily be understood by the users. Because see, if they do not know how to do those things, so unnecessary, again, they'll be wasting on the time. Opt for a meeting platform with no downtime or privacy issue. You have to find out the platform where they do not have any downtime, we do not have the privacy issue. Let's say you have not taken the license for the Zoom and you're conducting the meeting on the Zoom. So after 45 minutes, you got disconnected. Do not go with such kind of platform. Either take the license platform, so that disconnecting in between will just break the flow. Many people might not join again. The person who was presenting may have to start from the fresh again. So unnecessary, it is going to consume the time. So opt for the meeting platform with no downtime or privacy issues, or some popular options for video call. So here are some of the free popular issues popular platform which you can use for the video call, that is CoSpace, Skype, and Google Hangout. For hosting a meeting on an audio conference, use VoIP phone system. And if you want to host a meeting on the audio conference, then you do have this VoIP phone system. Remote staff can dial the conference number and connect to the same line. So these are the various ways which you have to adopt if you really want your meeting to be fruitful. It is a challenge to have the online meeting. People just sit, wait for everyone to join. Till the time everyone joined, the people who started joining early, they have started feeling bored. They start leaving. They start feeling bored. They're not paying proper attention. There are a lot of problems which the people, which the manager, with the leader face when he is into the virtual team meeting. So it is very important that you select the right platform which do not have downtime issue, which do not have privacy issue, and which is user friendly too. This is very important for you to understand, that you need to go with the user friendly platform. Now, if you remember when we were talking about the common place to share the data, to store our data, there also we discussed that you do not have to go with the fancy softwares, fancy things. You just have to go with those softwares, those platforms which are user friendly, which are easy to use, which are easy to understand. There are a few more ways, that is 4 more ways, which we are going to discuss in the next session. But today, let me tell you some points while you're preparing the agenda. See, no matter the meeting is virtual or physical, it is very important that every meeting should start with the agenda. And the basic thing what you should do is, when the people are sitting on the table, you just keep a copy of the agenda in front of them. Maybe if they have skipped, if they do not remember, while though they have gone through the agenda, but still if they do not remember, you can just have the copy of the agenda right in front of them, so they can know that, okay, these are the point of discussion, and they will also know that how much time, how much discussion is still left. It is going to help them to keep their mind physically and mentally to be present in the meeting throughout the discussion. And why we ask you to share the agenda priorly, so that people can come prepared for the meeting. When they will know that what discussion is to be made, what topic is going to be discussed. Are we going to discuss about some specific department, or we are going to discuss about the new projects, where we have to come up with our new ideas, new strategies which we are going to use to promote a product in the market. So this way, they'll be coming prepared. Let's say you have conducted the marketing department meeting. All the people are there in the meeting. Now you were supposed to come up with a new marketing strategy on basis of the trend which is going on in the market, and you have to adopt that new marketing strategy for our newly launched product which we are planning to launch next month. So if you do not prepare the agenda, if you do not tell the people to be prepared for to come up with those plans, do you think all of a sudden when you are asking them to come up with their suggestion, they'll be ready with the suggestion? They'll come up with creative suggestions, innovative suggestions? No, things doesn't happen on the spot. They need some time. People need some time to prepare, to think creative. When we are talking about creativity, it needs time. So if you want the meeting to be fruitful, if you want that the meeting should deliver the good results, it is very important that you let the people who are the part of the meeting know well in advance that what are the point of discussion we are going to discuss. Let's say you have called the meeting between two individuals who are having the conflict. You have called them and they do not know that it is a conflict resolution meeting. Do you think it is going to help you to solve the conflict? No. If they'll be aware about this conflict resolution meeting, they'll be coming prepared that what are the problems, what problems we are facing, why we are having conflict, why I'm having conflict with that other person, and they'll be coming prepared. And after listening to both the parties, you can come up with the common agreement between both the parties. But for that, they need to know. It is as simple as that. Just take the example of all of a sudden your parents told you to go and meet the girl, and you just went to the restaurant, you just met the girl, you came back, and your parents told, how was the meeting? It was just a casual meeting. And they told, no, because we just selected that girl for your marriage. And you were like, Oh, I never knew that. So, until and unless you do not know the purpose of the meeting, you cannot get your fruitful results out of the meeting. So that is why I just said that even in the organization, it was just the example from your normal life to make you understand the things more clearly. Because things, when we can relate the things with ourselves, it becomes really very easy to understand. So when it comes to the organization, people have a lot of work. They cannot conduct the meeting twice, thrice for the discussion of the same topic. And to avoid those number of meetings, if you start with the agenda, if you share the agenda prior, it is going to be, you will see that by the end of the meeting, you have the fruitful result because people are coming prepared with their views, suggestions, their innovativity, their creativity in the meeting, and they just present that, and it becomes very quick for you to discuss and decide the things. So with this, we have come to the end of today's session of virtual team building. Now we have two more sessions lined up for the day. The two more sessions are anger management and motivation. We'll be starting both the sessions shortly. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.